Welcome back. So we had the one game today, of course, the New Year's game between the Dallas Stars and the Nashville Predators. And this was a tale of two games. Kind of three. And we'll get into my source of rage as we go through this, shall we? Okay, the ice looked good. And there were no toques being worn by the goaltenders. The ice was good for the entire game. So for the crew that worked this game, anybody who worked on that crew watches this video at any point, you guys did a fantastic job under challenging circumstances. It was a warm day today, and fantastic job. Great. Really, really great. Ellis was down pretty darn ugly and early. Corey Perry elbows him in the head. They put him in the box for what initially was 2 minutes, and then they did a review of it, and they gave him 5 in a game. I don't know what kind of suspension awaits Corey Perry. There needs to be a suspension, and it needs to be one that is lengthy. Ellis didn't come back into the game. I have to assume Ellis has a concussion. It was not... to me, there's no gray area with this, and I know there's going to be people who disagree with me, but you can't have hits like that in the game. That was ugly. And I've seen Corey Perry do this kind of thing before. It's part of the reason why when Dallas signed Corey Perry, I had mixed feelings about it. I've never been a big Corey Perry fan. You're not going to find a video on this channel where I claim fandom of Corey Perry. And he has kept his nose clean as a member of the Dallas Stars. But this is, combined with a reputation he had before this, that to me combines to, I'm thinking 5 games. I would think 5 games. We'll see what the NHL does. They have to do something. This was just an ugly incident. Very, very public game, obviously. They have to do something. So then shortly after that happens, it's a 5-on-3. Because there's a delay of game penalty. And I believe it was Eddie Olczyk that tried to argue that it had hit the glass or a stanchion on the way out. And he even showed a replay where he's circling it, like, oh, look, see, it hit here. And it went straight over. I don't know what he was watching, but it went straight over. There was no doubt in my mind that was a good delay of game call. And it was awkward how they kept showing the replay. See right here, it didn't hit anything. The glass shakes when it didn't hit anything. So, yes, it's a 5-on-3 for 2 minutes, and rightfully so. During that 5-on-3, Duchesne would score from Forsberg and Yossi at 5:46. So that takes care of the 5-on-3. The 5-on-4 would continue, and with about 8 seconds left in that major penalty to Corey Perry, which was completely and totally justified, Fabro scores from Duchesne and Yossi at 7:36. So that's 2 power play markers in the first 8 minutes. This guy puts on the board, thanks Corey Perry, thanks a lot. So not a big fan of Corey Perry during this game. And it's 2-0 Nashville. They had all the momentum, and it looked like Dallas might be in some trouble because they were down to 11 forwards. Then Gurianov had a penalty shot shortly thereafter. He missed the net. I know Nashville wasn't happy with the idea of that being a penalty shot. Irwin on the play, he does catch the puck. Normally when a guy catches the puck, they won't necessarily award a penalty shot in that situation, but he did contact the skates first, so you can argue it either way. The Stars finally made their push around the halfway mark, and then Como took a tough hit from Watson. His head bounced pretty good. I'm thinking concussion when I saw this, and that knocked Dallas down to 10 forwards. But it was a clean hit from Watson, so I'm not going to say it was a dirty hit from Watson, because it wasn't. There was then some 4-on-4 play, and the Preds had been the better team overall in that first period. Rene denied Ben after a nice pass from Radulov, but after one period of play, it's 2-0 for Nashville, and not happy. So second period, Como did return to start the second period. I'm guessing he was in concussion protocol in between. Ellis doesn't, and they announced he won't return, and it's an upper body injury. We know what it is. It's a concussion. It has to be. And here's to hoping he's not out for very long. Grimaldi then was shown battling Alexiak, which is notable because Alexiak's a big guy and Grimaldi isn't. But Rocco Grimaldi The heart this guy plays with is fantastic. Rene was playing well with the lead. At that point in the game, Pekka Rinne looked like he was ready to steal one. The Predators got a power play, and the Stars had a 2-on-1 shorthanded. The Stars, when it comes to special teams, they did all right today. They did okay considering it's Dallas, and Dallas and special teams, that's been a problem. And when they allow 2 power play goals to start the game, you're looking at this and going, well, Dallas, so their power play sucks. But for today, it didn't. I'm going to put this up here. And then I'll remember not to forget that in this review. A little more casual in this because it's only the one game. And it was a kind of a major game. So the 2-on-1 shorthanded was kind of nice. They talked about it more than once, so I thought I'd throw it on the board then. They're having piglet races during TV timeouts. So, kind of weird. I did get a kick out of Eddie Olczyk saying that Ham Hughes had to be the name of one of the piglets. So, yeah, there's some weird things going on. There were horses down there and strange stuff. There was a close call for the Stars around 16 minutes, but they weren't able to finish it off. The Stars got a late power play. Their power play generally sucks. It didn't score. However, Blake Como coming back into the game off of that scary hit. He scores from Dickinson and Lindell at 18 minutes and 52 seconds. And that seemed to bring a lot of emotion into the game, both for the Stars players and the fans in attendance. There was a large section of Nashville fans, but for the most part, Dallas had mostly home ice advantage. I heard the, hey, you suck, it's all your fault for Bishop after those 2 goals. Didn't hear it a lot after that. Faxa and Ekholm then had a collision that looked kind of scary. There was a lot of big hits in this one. And some guys who looked like they were hurt. Jamie Benn got shaken up at one point in this game, but he would stay in it. There was a last-minute power play for the Stars. And again, this power play normally sucks. So to start the third period, they start on the power play, down 2-1. They tie it. Matthias Janmark scores from Klingberg and Hintz at 58 seconds. And then at that point, the Stars, it was just a full-on press to try to get another one. There was pressure for the Stars around 2.5 minutes. The fans were really into this. There was a timeout called by Nashville at 2 minutes and 50 seconds because Peter Laviolette realized, hey, this one's getting away from us. I've got to call a timeout and try to turn this around. The Stars, I put up here, Stars power play doesn't suck with a question mark because Radulov scores from Klingberg at Ben at 5:06. That's 2 power play goals in the same period. You normally don't see Dallas get 2 of those in the same game. So Radulov with the goal there, and they continued that push. Sekera would score from Faxa and Janmark at 6:35. Janmark with a goal and an assist. Faxa had a nice hard-hitting game as well. So it's 4-2 Dallas, and wow. Now Dallas let up a bit. The shots were evened up by the end of that period. They did announce the attendance was 85,630. That's number 2 on the all-time list. That's a lot of money the NHL made today for this outdoor game, for this spectacle. Bishop denied Arvidsson late. They pulled the goalie with 2 minutes and 22 seconds left, but they were unable to get a goal. They buzzed around the net and did everything they could. They just could not get one past Bishop. Bishop faced more shots in the second and third and allowed no goals compared to the 2 he allowed in the first period. 4-2 is your final for Dallas. Your 3 stars are Como, Klingberg, and Duchesne. I thought Duchesne had a good game in that first period. He played pretty well through the rest of it as well, just no more points for him. Klingberg, very visible, couple of helpers for him and Como with that goal that it felt like really turned it around. Como coming back into the game after that hit he took from Watson, it felt like really emotionally boosted the team. And Blake Como has been an underrated member of the Dallas Stars so far this season. Power plays, Nashville goes 2 for 4, and the Dallas Stars were 2 for 3. So their penalty kill wasn't great today, but Dallas's power play was fantastic. And that was a big part of the story. Rene saves 31 out of 35. Bishop saves 31 out of 33. I'll give Bishop an honorary star in this one because his pads and his helmet were on point. His pads and blocker were gorgeous. Shots 10-8 for Nashville in the first, 16-12 Dallas in the third. Both teams had 11 shots in the third. Final shots 35-33 for Dallas. I guess the one question I have to ask is, as we look forward and see that they'll play each other on March 5th and March 7th again, at Nashville March 5th and at Dallas March 7th. Is this the best outdoor game that I've seen? This is one of the best outdoor games that I've seen. I don't know where to rank it. I know that the one with Pittsburgh where Crosby got hurt, that was probably the best one I've seen overall. But there have been some really good outdoor games. I thought this was fantastic. Considering all of the concerns about it being warm and potential ice conditions, the ice conditions were great throughout the game. Because you wait for that puck to start doing the bouncing around the rink thing when the ice is really bad and chippy and choppy. It didn't really happen in this. The ice was really, really good. I can imagine the challenge it was between periods to do the ice resurfacing and make sure that it's still good. They were coming out and doing spot work on it as well. Really, really solid ice. This was really, really a good game. And you could tell both teams were into it with the amount of hitting we saw. It was a fast game, and the fans seemed to really enjoy themselves. So, Dallas, pretty fun game here. And of course, Gary Bettman was interviewed in between the second and third about things. I'm sure there are people who will have comments about what Bettman had to say. I left it out of this review. We'll probably get into that in the news of the day type thing tomorrow. But there you go. You guys are all set and know what happened in this game. Let me know what you guys thought and about the Corey Perry hit. How many games? I don't think it's debatable whether or not that's a suspension. I think it's just a matter of how many games. And I don't care if I cheer for Dallas or not. He can go. I have always said, I don't care what jersey a guy wears when a hit is thrown or a hit is taken. I just look at the hit on its merits, and that is ugly. You can't have that. Right at the start of a game like this is a game where it's being shown to everybody, and he's going to throw that elbow in that situation. Yeah, he's got to go. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. Happy 2020. I will talk to you again soon.